Welcome to my little space on this side of the interwebs. My name is Andrea Middleton. Today I'm going to show you how I make my cacao mint lip butters. I will be sharing with you in the description box below the products that I've used, supplies and components, and also the recipe, of course. Know that this recipe needs to be doubled to completely fill the filling tray that I'm sharing with you. I did half of it just because I didn't want to make that much product this time around. Before I get started with anything else, I always start with my beeswax. I start boiling my beeswax in the double boiler method because beeswax takes forever to melt down. So I get started with that. Okay, quickly, I will link it below, but beeswax, coconut oil, shea butter, peppermint oil, lavender oil, cacao butter, and bonus, you don't need to use a preservative, but vitamin E is a natural preservative. So I do use that as well in this recipe. This is a component I bought off of Amazon. I will link it below. I used to make lip balms for years without a filling tray like this, and it was a nightmare. I'll never go back. So just know I highly recommend this little thing. It's the coolest little tool. Okay, cacao butter and cocoa butter are different slightly. And the biggest difference that I've noticed is the smell. Cacao butter smells a lot more like chocolate, and I like that. I prefer that. So with this recipe, I'm going to be using the rest of my cacao butter because I had just enough for this recipe, but I use both and I like both. Both are super hydrating and both smell amazing. I just like the little extra touch of extra cacao. This is shea butter. It's fairly soft. So you're going to want to first melt down your beeswax completely, then add your cacao butter, and then add your shea butter last. Here's why. You don't want to overheat your shea butter. I didn't realize that until much later in my lip balm making journey. But when you overheat your shea butter, it can cause little bumps. Have you ever had like a bumpy lip balm or lip butter where like it has little beads in it? When it cools down after it's been overheated, it can really affect that. So you don't want to overheat your shea butter. Now I poured everything after it's cooled for about 10 minutes into an easy pour measuring cup since it has a spout. And then I add about 20 drops of peppermint essential oil. I only ever use doTERRA essential oils. They are the best. Trust. Then I do about 10 of the lavender oil. Lavender is incredibly soothing and calming to the skin. A little dropper full of vitamin E oil. And then I poured it in my components. I did not share that part because it's difficult to pour everything in. It's very nerve-wracking every time I do it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to spill it everywhere. But after you fill it properly all the way to the top, you scrape the excess off, and then you can use the excess to fill more butters after you reheat it, or I'm going to fill this little pot that I just showed you. So you can get this kit with everything together, and then after you've got everything and you have the filling tray, then you can just purchase the lipsticks separately. So that's what I do. I've been making these forever, you guys. So after I've taken everything out of the component, it has to cool for at least 2 to 3 hours, or you can put it in the refrigerator or the freezer to speed that process up. I'm going to just take 91 proof isopropyl alcohol and a paper towel and clean every single one. There's 2 reasons why I'm doing this: to disinfect, but also to make any oil or residue on the outside of the component disappear so my label can stick on properly. These cute labels will be linked down below as well. It's my cutest little Etsy shop ever. Not mine. It's just one that I shop frequently. And that's it. Super cute. They make great Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, but I usually use these year round to spoil my customers with. I send them a little thank you card and a lip butter made by yours truly. And I really hope they appreciate the love that I put into it. Okay, you guys, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you on the next one.